Hey guys, so a lot of you are asking me for updates sa kung ano nang nangyari sa Senate Bill 2895. And for that, all I can say is please wait. Please be patient. Alam kong excited na kayo. Truth be told, excited na rin ako. It will come. Malapit na. Okay? We will get a result. I'm not saying we're gonna win. We're gonna get a result. It will either be a yes or a no by June 12 on Independence Day. We have been through so much and traveled so far to get to this point. You and me, all of us here. Kaya sa totoo lang, truth be told ako, medyo pagod na rin ako kasi matrabaho guys, maglakad ng nakakapagod, maglakad at mag-follow up ng bill sa Congress. But regardless, I just want you to know na buo pa rin ang loob natin, kahit napagod na tayo, buong-buo ang loob natin na tapusin ito. So wait na lang kayo, okay? When news of it comes out, I will be the first to share it to you. But we must wait for the announcement to come from House of Representatives, okay? Sa Senate, okay na tayo. 21 out of 21. Panalo. We couldn't ask for a better result. Okay? You can't ask for a better result. That's a perfect score. So ngayon, House of Representatives na lang. So when word of it comes out, I will tell you. So stay tuned. For now, pag-uusapan muna natin guys ang motivation ko kung bakit ko ba pinaglalaban ito. Bakit pa ako motivated na pagandahin ang Philippine gun laws? So, this is a fair question that I feel I should answer because sa totoo lang guys, wala naman talaga akong kinikita dito sa ginagawa natin. No one's paying me for this, okay? I'm not funded by, gun manufacturers or other organizations with millions and millions to spend. No. Lahat na nakikita mong ginagastos namin dito ni na Paul, ni na Jason, ni na, Guns Pinoy, lahat to KKB, kanya-kanyang bayad, okay? No resources allocated, yan yung NRA. Pero ginagawa natin to kasi gusto nating mapaganda at mapadali ang buhay ng lahat ng mga Filipino gun owners. So now I will explain to you what drove me to make this decision, but at the same time, babalikan din natin ang 2024 and the years preceding that para maintindihan natin kung ano ba yung itsura ng mundo noon nung nagpapakahirap tayo prior to Senate Bill 2895. Okay? So let's just be quick about this. Don't want to make this too long. Back in 2024 and the years leading to that, or at least before, nung time ng Marawi, 5.56 and 7.62 millimeter rifles are permanently, temporarily banned. I have a video about this, guys. You should check it out. So, nung time na to, from 2017 to 2024, pag bumili ka ng rifle, pwede kang bumili ng 5.56 at 7.62 rifles, pero hindi mo siya pwedeng iuwi. Okay? Which is ridiculous. Tapos, hindi lang yung 5.56 at 7.62 yon, in-extend ng PNP yung ban na yon, PNP FEO yung ban na yon sa lahat ng pointed bullet calibers. Including yung 17 HMR, 22 WMR na pointed, 5.7 millimeter. Lahat ng mga pointed bullets talaga tinira nila, which is ridiculous kung pati ba naman yung barrel na pang-kuneho, bala na pang barrel ng kuneho, binan mo. Tapos, on top of all of that, gusto rin ng PNP nung time na yon na lahat ng bibili ng semi-auto rifles in 5.56 and 7.62 ay kailangan may Type 3. Type 3 LTAP to buy just one. So kung meron kang isang barrel, kailangan mo pa rin at bibili ka lang ng isang 5.56 rifle sa buong buhay mo, kailangan mo kagad mag Type 3 kung gusto mo ng 5.56, Hindi pwede yung Type 1 and Type 2 lang, which is ridiculous because Type 3 is supposed to be there to allow you to own 10 firearms. Doesn't say anything about the calibers of firearms, or at least in the law doesn't say anything about the caliber of firearms that you can own with Type 3 license. It just specifies the amount. So, ridiculous. This is another ultra vires. Tapos yun nga, umupo sa pwesto si PNP Chief General Marbil, Tapos naghigpit talaga siya ng husto. Grabe. dapat nung time na yon matatanggal na yung ban nung ano no nung 556 sa 762. Nag-announce na sina General Silas noon sa PNP-FEO pero inudlot ni Marbil, bawal ulit. Tapos around this time, 2024, maybe even before that, na-hack yung PNP database. Nagkasira-sira yung mga database and the PNP, I think, had to restore it from an old backup. So, dami naging problema sa papel nun. Some firearms na nabenta mo na, for example, ay lalabas ulit sa pangalan mo kahit na wala na siya sa'yo. Oh, this deserves its own 2-hour video kasi grabe talaga. Tapos, yun nga, nag-ultra-virus din noon yung PNP kasi nagkaroon dapat tayo ng firearms amnesty noong 2014. Hindi nila tinupad. Hindi pa rin nila tinutupad 10 years later. Dapat tinupad nila yon. So, ang galing, ano? Ang galing talaga. Tapos, maliban pa doon, binan din nila yung semi-auto rifles because doon nga sa Battle of Marawi at nag-announce yung presidential staff ni PRRD na iban yon. So, there you go. Naban. Hindi nila nilift. Nobody asked if this was legal at all because under the law, pwede naman talaga civilian ng 5.56 to 7.62 rifles. And even if you could, or at least if you already had your 5.56 or 7.62 rifles grandfathered by 2014, you were gonna have a bad time with PNP Circular Memo 2017-074, which required that you to secure 2 police escorts when traveling with your 5.56 rifle and or ammunition. So, kung magta-travel ka sa mga firing ranges, kailangan mong magdala ng 2 police escort. Great job. So, instead yung police natin ay lumalaban sa mga krimen, inaayos nila yung mga problemang yan, binibabysit ka nila. So, lahat ng yun guys, sakit sa ulo nun sa mga gun owners. Ano? Sobrang sakit sa ulo talaga nun. Tapos yun nga, magkakaroon pa tayo ng COMELEC election gun ban ngayong 2025 because it's election season. So, another COMELEC gun ban yan. 6 months na naman, ano? Nasasayang yung ano mo, yung binayaran mo sa PTC, FOR mo. Grabe. So, anyway, lahat ng mga problema na yon, as toxic as it may seem, it actually motivated me. Kasi ako guys, engineer ako, ano? Ang engineer, we build things. But most importantly, we solve challenges. We do everything that we can within our power to solve challenges. Now guys, pag nagkaroon tayo ng hindi magandang batas sa Pilipinas, kailangan sundin pa rin natin yon kahit hindi natin gusto, okay? We must follow the law for what it is and not for what we want it to be. That said, it's very important to also understand that the law can be changed. We just all have to agree with it and we have to work with our leaders and politicians in Congress and the President to make that so. So, ako, na-motivate ako nung idea na isang araw, masasolve din natin to. Hindi man lating matibag yung problema ng isang birahan, titik-tikin natin yon hanggang matibag. This is important, guys, na magkaroon ka na ganitong mindset, especially when dealing with gun laws, kasi napakatagalang labanan to para mapaganda at mapabago mo yung sistema. So, yon. Ultimately, ako, pangarap ko talaga na magkaroon tayong lahat ng mas magandang gun laws. Okay? Mas maganda. So, ano ba ibig sabihin nun? For the Philippines to have the best gun laws in the world, which is what I really want for all of us. Okay, that sounds like a motherhood statement. And I hate motherhood statements. So, it's important na maintindihan natin kung anong definition ko nun. First off, for us to be the best, to have the best gun laws in the world, I would like Class A light weapons to be registered to civilians. Okay? So ito yung mga full auto. Prior to RA 10591, pwede yun sa mga civilians. Pero for some weird reason, binan natin siya ng RA 10591 because reasons. Walang data. No data whatsoever. Nada. Somebody just kind of felt like it was not good, so they banned it. I want to bring that back. Tapos, gusto ko rin na ang RA 10591 ay maging legislative right. This is important. Parang Second Amendment ng US. Sa kanila, right ang ownership ng firearms. Yung nga lang, it's a heavily infringed right in the US, lalo na, for example, pag nasa mga blue states ka, gaya ng California. But at least here in the Philippines, I want to become a legislative right. So, we won't accomplish that with Senate Bill 2895, but it is my hope that in the future, makuha natin yon. Okay? So, I hope you're with me there, guys. And also, gusto ko rin maayos, yung PH mentality of guns sa taboo. Na pangit siya, masama siya. Kung may baril ka, ibig sabihin may binabala kang masama. Kaya dapat wala kang baril kasi hindi ka naman dapat magkabaril kung wala kang masamang binabalak. So, mali yung ganung pag-iisip, guys, ano? And hindi ko rin gusto yung pag-iisip na kung pangit yung implementation ng batas, sasabihin na lang natin na kailangan na lang natin sumunod. We can't question it. Guys, pag may nakikita tayong hindi maganda sa batas, yes, kailangan nating sumunod. Batas yun eh. Kailangan natin sundin yun. Pero, we need to do everything in our might, in our ability to solve it eventually. Otherwise, magdudusa tayo habang buhay at magdudusa din yung mga anak nyo. Diba? Magdudusa kayo. Magdudusa kayong lahat, guys. Mahihirapan kayo at mahihirapan din sila. Hindi dapat tinitis ang problema, guys, ha? We're supposed to solve it. We just have to agree. Congress just has to agree that the way forward is a better law. You have to do that. So, yon. So, ako, ayoko rin, for example, ng may gun bans tayo. You know, COMELEC gun bans. I don't think they make us safe. Pag gun bans nga, dumadami yung mga krimen kasi alam ng mga criminals na lahat ng mga law-abiding gun owners ay hindi pwedeng magbitbit ng barel unless na makasecure sila ng COMELEC Certificate of Exemption, which is napakahirap at napakatagal kumuha. Nag-apply ka ng January, tapos ng eleksyon ng May, hindi ka pa rin nabibigyan ng COMELEC Certificate of Exemption. It's ridiculous. We need to make the gun bans go away kasi it also causes, ito mga COMELEC gun bans na to, and even the arbitrary gun bans, they cause seasonal unemployment sa mga gun stores at gun manufacturers. These seasonal unemployment instances create hysteresis or kinakalawang yung skills ng mga tao. And this in turn creates structural unemployment or nawalan ng trabaho yung mga gunsmiths natin dahil, yun nga, dahil COMELEC gun ban, tapos nawalan sila ng trabaho or nagsara yung business dahil walang kita. So, saklap nun. That deserves its own video. But we have to solve that one. Senate Bill 2895 will address this, thankfully. Extremely efficient and affordable firearms licensing is also something na gusto ko. Para mapamura natin, guys, ano, yung total cost of ownership ng firearms. At mas mapadali. Kasi right now, ang trabaho talagang mag-maintain ng license. Everybody does it. All of us have to do it. We're law-abiding gun owners. Pero kailangan natin, guys, mapadali yung proseso kasi napaka-counterproductive ng mahirap na proseso sa sa pag-maintain ng firearms license. Pupunta ka lagi sa krame or sa RCSU, mauubos lang yung oras mo instead na nagtatrabaho ka or kumikita ka ng pera, nag-aayos ka ng license, which is not good for the economy. So yun, guys, gusto ko rin na ma-address natin yung mga tactical at strategic level issues natin with firearms ownership sa Philippines. Kasi makakatulong to para mapabuti yung firearms ownership natin sa Philippines. Alam nyo, guys, if the Philippines, for example, the Philippine Army buys 10 tanks, our enemy countries can buy 100 tanks. If we buy 10 aircraft, they can buy 100 aircraft. But if the Philippines adopts better gun laws, I don't think enemy countries are going to adopt better gun laws. This is something that we can really proudly say na unique sa atin. Because if they do that, they might get a regime change. In the Philippines, if we do that, nothing really happens. Everybody just has a good time at the range because we follow the law. So, importante yun, guys. Ang paganda natin ng batas natin, yung firearms laws natin on a strategic level. Also, gusto rin natin nga, as I mentioned earlier, mapababa yung total cost of ownership ng mga firearms kasi kawawa naman yung mga mahihirap na gun owners or yung mga senior citizen na gun owners na pension na lang yung pinagkakakitaan. Ang liit-liit na nga ng kinikita nila or ng pension nila, kinakain pa ng mga expensive requirements ng mga firearms licensing. Okay? Tapos yun nga, frustration ko rin to, ang sobrang kulang na modernization budget ng AFP, Department of National Defense. Sobrang liit talaga, guys. Hindi nila nabibili yung mga kailangan nilang gamit. Which means na pag nagkagera, kulang na kulang tayo ng gamit. Lalong-lalo na yung mga reservists na kailangan bigyan ng mga armas. At least, with better gun laws, our reservists will have the option to equip themselves instead of just simply relying on the AFP to equip them with the arms and ammunition that they need. So, makakatulong to, in other words, pag mapaganda natin ang batas natin ng gun laws sa logistics, firearms market, at economy, at logistics. And logistics is what you need to keep prices controlled or to keep it down. And at the same time, it gives us a much better chance of having sufficient arms pag nagkagera. We have to fight for our sovereignty and territorial integrity. Now that said, this is not a one-man effort. This is an effort by all of us. That includes you. Okay? Lahat tayo nagtutulungan dito. Marami rin tayong katulong ng mga kaalyado. Nandiyan ang mga katulad ni na Sir Eric, sa Shooters, maraming salamat. Guns Pinoy, Sir Lawrence, Paul Teves, Pistolerong Pinoy, Ma'am Gina from Arms Corps, Sir Eric Topacio, DSAS, UDMC, wala sila sa picture na to, but they were there. Their lawyer was there, fighting for better gun privileges. Nandiyan din si Sir Ed Barr, Attorney Brian, what a great guy, and Attorney Rod. So nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat, lalong-lalo na sa inyo, for our combined effort in seeing to it na hindi tayo matulad sa Canada, and that our country becomes more free because we work very hard for better and more reliable, more meaningful, more positive and efficient gun laws. Alright? So yon. But of course, ang panauhing pandangal natin, Senator Bato de la Rosa, I would like to thank you so much for authoring this bill. Napakalaking tulong talaga. I'm so happy na nanalo kayo ng second term, and I hope that we can work together again in the future to improve our nation's gun laws. And I would also like to mention ang mga magagaling natin na senador na sina Senator Mig Zubiri, Senator Cheese Escudero. Maraming salamat, Senator Mig, Senator Cheese. At the same time, yung mga iba rin dyan, gaya na Senator Pia. Pretty much the entire Senate, maraming salamat sa inyo because tumulong kayo talaga dito. You voted positively for Senate Bill 2895. And I am grateful. I couldn't be happier. Milyong-milyong gun owners ang makikinabang neto. So, salamat. That was awesome. So, there you go, guys. Ngayon na alam nyo na kung ano ang motivation ko, I just want to say that I hope that, you know, if you're watching this video 10 or 20 years from now, sana ma-inspire ka at maintindihan mo kung bakit namin ginawa to sa time na to, lalo na pag wala na kami, ano? Kasi napaka-importante na maintindihan mo kung bakit importante itong ginagawa natin, and at the same time, para ma-inspire din kayo na ipaglaban nyo pa ang gun privileges. Hopefully by now, 20 years or 30 years from now, gun rights na siya. Huwag tayong matulad guys sa Canada na nawala na mga gun privileges nila. Please don't. So anyway, maraming salamat. And now we will talk about Senate Bill 2773 in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please consider donating to this channel. Pero kung wala kayong pag-donate guys, okay lang yon, mahirap talaga ang buhay. Paano na lang, pa-like na lang ng video, pa-share, and please subscribe to the channel. So, maraming salamat ulit. And I'll see you very shortly.